Welcome back, students. I'm going to go over unit lesson 2. So let's go ahead and click on the link. Let's go ahead and click on unit lesson 2 link right here. And I'm going to go over the informative speech assignment, which is a major assignment for this unit lesson. Please make sure that you check your lists of assignments for unit lesson 2, which is the discussion board 2, and your major speech, informative speech video, outline, and PowerPoint. Make sure you check your course organizer for assignment due dates. This is the speech delivery method file that make sure you read the whole file. I will go over it in a little while, but please go back and review. This is a video, how to upload your video to YouTube. So once you have recorded your speech presentation, then you're ready to upload that video to YouTube. And this is a tutorial on how to do that. I have some examples of a PowerPoint that a student did in this class many semesters ago. So I have provided that for you so that you can have a guide as far as what should your PowerPoint look like. This is the informative speech assignment. This is the outline. And first, I'll go over the speech assignment. So this is your first major speech presentation, the informative speech. This is exciting for me because I get to listen to your speeches, and this is one of the highlight of this course. At this point, make sure you have read the chapters for this unit lesson and review the PowerPoints. You will upload your informative speech, YouTube video, and PowerPoint on this assignment link. I will show you that afterwards. The audience, you should have at least 3 people, at least 3. Time limit, 4 to 6 minutes. Do not speak less than 4 minutes and do not speak no more than 6 minutes. Stay within this time frame. So select a topic of interest that you feel qualified to speak on, or you have a passion about, or you want to challenge yourself and research a topic that you're unfamiliar with. And you will be the teacher on that day, informing us of whatever topic you have chosen. You are to use at least 3 qualified sources. It can be drawn from the internet, library, and interviews. Please do not use Wikipedia. So, you will construct an outline of your speech. Use the informative speech outline template located in the outline assignment, and we'll go over that. Note that an outline is not a manuscript of the speech, but a skeleton of the ideas and materials that will be presented. The final draft of your outline must include a typed works cited section with all sources cited correctly in either MLA or APA format. You must use at least 3 sources. And remember, you must include those 3 sources in your outline. And I have a sample one for you that we will discuss later. Do not put off your outline until the last minute. Remember, this should be done early before you start practicing your speech. With the outline complete, transfer key ideas and phrases to note cards. You're allowed 5 note cards. So for this speech, you're required to have at least 3 main points. That's it. No less than 3 main points and no more than 3 main points. And 5 note cards. You can write, like I said here, transfer key ideas and phrases on the note card. Do not write your entire speech. Those note cards are for you to trigger your memory. So by looking at the keywords and phrases that you have included in the note card, that would help you trigger your memory. For this speech, you must also include a PowerPoint presentation with at least 5 to 7 slides. With these steps completed, You should set aside time to actively practice your speech. You should practice your speech at least 5 to 7 times using your note card sparingly, gestures, and movements. And during those 5 to 7 times, I'd say probably about 20 minutes each time, 15 to 20 minutes. Practice the speech until you feel fully confident of your presentation. Do not read your speech. You are to deliver all your speeches extemporaneously. And the chapter book talks about that. It should be conversational. The note cards are to be used sparingly. Again, do not read it. Eye contact is crucial. I want to see your eyes, your whole face, not part of it. So make sure you record yourself, whoever's recording you, that they capture you. Now, what you can do when I say an audience of at least 3 people, the person, whoever you have designated to record you, they can, before you start your speech, you can show your audience, then it needs to go back to you because I want to see your face. I want to see that you have maintaining eye contact. Make sure that your volume is high enough for me to hear you. The room is not dark. Make sure it's lighted. If you're able to stand, please, it's best for you to stand as you present your speech if you're able to. Remember to begin with an attention getter. The chapter talks about that, then the connection to audience, and then give the audience a preview of your 3 main points. Use transitional words to move from one main point to the next. This will help your speech flow smoothly and will keep you on track. Also, throughout your speech presentation, mention the research you use. This will convey credibility. So for example, you can say, according to the American Heart Association, cardiovascular disease is, again, when you mention this, it adds credibility to your speech. Presentations will be graded on the following criteria: the choice of topic, quality of outline, clarity of ideas, interest and vividness of ideas, communication with the audience, the quality of research sources and accuracy of information, ability to meet the stated time limit, and your PowerPoint. Again, all students are expected to incorporate an extemporaneous type of delivery. Any speech that is read in its entirety will receive no higher than a 70%, and that is if you have done accurately all the other criteria set for this assignment. Be careful not to turn this informative speech to a persuasive. So if at any time you feel you're attempting to reinforce or change audience attitude or that you're advocating a specific action, you're probably falling into the realm of persuasion. Consider using this topic for your persuasive speech because persuasive presentations will receive a letter grade deduction for this speech. Again, I stress to read the speech delivery method file on how to deliver your speech presentation located in this unit lesson. The value for this assignment is worth 200 points. And I'll show you how to upload your video. Once you have uploaded your video to YouTube, you need to submit that video to Blackboard. So I'll show you that in a little while. So let's go to the outline. So you have 2 files here. You have an outline template, and that is the template that I want you to use for your informative speech. And then I've also provided an outline student example. So you can see what it looks like, how a student did it based on the outline template. The outline template is a Word document, so you are able to type in the information, and this assignment is worth 75 points. So let's go ahead and click on the document, the outline template. Remember, use this template only. Do not use any other. So you would click on the template. Like I said, it's a Word document. It says here, I have created this outline form to show you exactly what should be included in your outline. In your introduction, you should write out your attention getter, connection to the audience, your credibility statement. This should also be done in the body of the speech outline and in the conclusion. To earn full credit for this outline, it should be a full sentence outline. When you prepare your outline, save the document to your computer. Please remember to take out my instructions and include your own information. So what you would do is highlight this and then delete it. And so you will be deleting the instructions and putting in your information. So for example, right here, it says my name. This asks for my name, Carolina Saleh. This is what you would be doing. You would type your name, type in the topic, the vegan diet. That's just an example I'm giving you. The general purpose for an informative speech is to inform. So all you got to do is delete this. To inform, just 2 words. That is it. And it doesn't have to be boldface. So just leave this boldface, but as far as your information, no, do not boldface it. So just remember to do that, okay? Now the specific purpose of a speech is its goal, stated in a complete sentence. This is not a question, it should be a statement. If the general purpose of your speech is to inform, then your specific purpose will be a statement of the particular information you will present to the audience. So I will go ahead and delete this, and I will begin with, and you can begin with this too. After listening to my speech, the audience will understand understand of why people adopt a vegan diet. So this is an informative speech. It is not persuasive. I'm not telling the audience you've got to adopt a vegan diet. It's just telling the audience, giving them information and awareness. Hey, many people adopt the vegan diet because of, I've got 3 main points that I will discuss. So after listening to my speech, the audience will understand of why people adopt a vegan diet. So you can begin with this. The organizational pattern. Usually, the 3 most common methods of arrangement when you're presenting a speech is either chronological, spatial, topical, order. Usually a lot of the informative speech they use the topical order. In your the chapters for this unit lesson discusses the organizational pattern. So you will remove this, and what I have done, I'm going to choose the topical order. Again, I don't want this bold. Okay, let's see here. So now you have your introduction. Your introduction includes attention getter, connection to audience, thesis statement. So here you have the attention getter. Be careful here because it's human nature to feel compelled to announce the topic of the speech. So for example, usually you'll have people begin with, hi, my name is Carolina Saleh. My speech is about this. You don't want to start that. You never want to start that way, okay? You want to start out with something that's going to capture the audience attention from the very beginning. It should be creative and it should pull the audience into the presentation. So you can begin with a quote, a story, a video clip. If you use a video clip, make sure no more than 30 seconds. A photo, a fact, a rhetorical question, something that is related to the topic to capture the audience attention. So you will delete this and type in your attention getter. Connection to audience. This is where you write, how does this relate to your audience? How does this topic relate to your audience? Why should they be listening to you? How does this affect them? Why should they, want to know about this topic? So go ahead and type in that information in connection to audience. Your thesis statement. Summarize your speech in one sentence and preview the main points of the speech. So in this area here, you will delete this information and type in your thesis statement. And your thesis statement should include the 3 main points for this speech. Now you have transition. The book talks about, the chapters talks about transition. Transitions are words that connect from one thought to another. And it helps to allow the speech to flow smoothly. It allows the audience to know where they have been in your speech and where you are taking them. You never want to lose your audience, so that's why those transitional words are very important. So after your thesis statement, how are you going to transition to speak about main point 1? You could be creative, and that's what I want you to do. Be creative. I want you to be creative. But if you can't find anything else, you just say, my first point is. So right here, what you're going to do is you are required 3 main points. So main point 1, hold on, main point 1, main point 2, and main point 3. So for each main point, you're required to have at least 2 subpoints. I went ahead and put 3, but if you do not need 3, then just delete 3. Number 3, and just use, but you must have at least 2 subpoints for each main point. You make sure that you type in a complete sentence, main point 1 here in a complete sentence. So you will delete this information, this instruction, and you type in your main point 1. And then of course, subpoints are in support of your main point. And so what I want you to do is delete this information and type in a complete sentence, your subpoint 1 and subpoint 2. If you need that subpoint 3, just leave it there. Now, once you've done main point 1, and like I said, you're going to be practicing. So how you're going to transition from main point 1 to main point 2 as you present your speech. Now that we've covered main point 1, which was, let's move on to main point 2, which is. Again, this helps the audience know where they have been, what you've been talking about, and where are you taking them. So now, again, you can use this and leave this and then type in your main point here 1 and then main point 2, type it out. If you don't want to use this and you've got something better, creative, then just delete that and put your own. So now type in your main point 2 in a complete sentence and your subpoints. So remember, for each main point, you have to have at least 2 subpoints. Now that you've done your main point 2, transition now to main point 3. Now that we've covered main point 1, which was, and main point 2, which was, finally we will discuss main point 3, which is. Again, you could be creative. Type in your main point 3 and then type in a complete sentence and then use at least 2 subpoints. Again, it's all in a complete sentence. So now we're in the conclusion. We're almost finishing the speech, and sometimes we lose energy. We lose steam. We need to keep going. You need to keep going. You need to make sure that the audience is still listening to you. So make sure as you are about to conclude your speech, it's give them a warning sign, some warning words. That's what I'm saying. Some words that they will understand. Okay, the speaker's about to close. Finally, in a word, in brief, in conclusion, you can say that. So also, you are needing, it is so important for you to end memorably. Just like the beginning with the attention getter, that you want to capture the audience attention from the very beginning, you also want to do that at the end, because generally the audience will remember what you said in the beginning and what you say at the end. So end it memorably. Do not say, well, that's all I have, that's it. No, that doesn't really do anything. Again, you want the audience to remember your speech. So make sure you can use a quote, a story, a rhetorical question at the end. Again, you want the audience to remember this speech. Now that you have, and remember, just delete the instructions and type in your information. Delete the instructions, just like what I'm doing right now, highlighting it, and you would click on delete and type in your information. Now right here, I've said you must provide 3 sources, and you will provide those and include those 3 sources right here on your outline. You could use MLA or APA format, but you must type in the sources right here on your outline. So that is the outline template that you will be using for your informative speech. So let's go back to right here. So what I have provided is a student example of one of an informative speech. So before you do your outline template, before you do your outline, go ahead and click on the document, and you could have it side by side together. So this student deleted my instructions and included their information. Their topic was elephants, general purpose to inform, specific purpose, you see that here. Use a topical pattern. Use a great attention getter. Started off with a question, a connection to audience. The thesis statement, they included the 3 main points that they were going to be talking about throughout their presentation. And so they used a transition to go to main point 1. So they had their main point 1 in a complete sentence. The student used 3 subpoints. Remember, you must use at least 2 subpoints, and they have their subpoints in a complete sentence. And then they have that transition. Now that we've covered the different species of elephants, let's go over some of the characteristics. This helps you be on track, stay on track. Main point 2, then subpoint 1, subpoint 2, subpoint 3, then the transition to main point 3. And for main point 3, this student just used 2 subpoints. And at the end, the student ended memorably with a quote. And I remember this speech, and I remember that quote, and I'll never forget it. So again, that's what you want. You want that after you have ended your speech, the audience will still remember it. This is the works cited. She used more than 3 sources. That's fine, but you're required at least 3. Let's go back to unit lesson 2. These are videos that I have provided for you. This is also a video I saw on YouTube, and this is not a student of mine. This is just a video I saw on YouTube. It was an informative speech, and the presenter did a pretty nice job for their informative speech. So you might want to take a look at it. And this is another video that if you haven't seen it yet, haven't watched it, I would say take the time to watch it. But please watch this. They did a nice job. So let's go back. So once you have completed your outline and you've saved it somewhere on your desktop or flash drive, you'll go right here to the informative outline link. Click on that. and you will click on Browse My Computer, and you have saved it somewhere on your desktop or flash drive. Open it up. I'm not going to open any one of here, my files, because I don't want to mess up, this presentation, this instruction video. So you will open it up and attach it, and your outline should be right here. So you will see it once you open it up and attach it, and then you would click on Submit. So when I go to your name and look for the outline, I'm able to open it up because you have submitted it correctly. Okay? So let's go back. Let me cancel that out. And then let me go here. The informative speech assignment. This is how you would submit your YouTube video and your PowerPoint. So click on the assignment link. You will go to the informative speech assignment link. Remember, these are two separate links. The outline goes here, and the video and PowerPoint goes here. So you would click on the informative speech assignment link. And on Write Submission, click on that, and you will copy and paste the YouTube link right here. Your informative speech video, the YouTube link, right here in this box. Then for your PowerPoint, you still stay here, but you will browse My Computer. You have saved the PowerPoint somewhere on your desktop or flash drive, and open it up, and then you will see, once you open it up, it will be attached right here. So you will see your video, YouTube video right here in this box, and your PowerPoint here. So please remember that, and then you would click on Submit. And that's it. That's where you submit your YouTube video, informative speech, and your PowerPoint. Let's go back. Let me go ahead and show you an example of an informative speech PowerPoint. So let me go ahead and click on that. Okay, let me go ahead. Let's see here if it's, okay, good. So right here, this is an outline that a student did many semesters ago. They did their informative speech on insomnia, a sleep disorder. And as you can see here, 5 to 7 slides. They did 7 slides. And they did an excellent job. They didn't crowd the text. There's not too much text. There's not too much images. The images and text complement each other. They use bullet points. The concept is easy to read, easy to identify. It doesn't overcrowd. The font, the color complement each other. And they included their sources here. Again, you would need to include it in the outline. Make sure. Definitely on the outline. But this is an example of it's, again, they did a very nice job. It doesn't overcrowd. It's not too wordy. And you can easily identify the concept that the student was talking about sleep, insomnia. So let's go back here. So that's the example. Now, you would click on this file, and this gives you a little bit more on the speech delivery. Please read this whole file. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you. Just go make sure you read it. Audience of at least 3 people. Before you begin your speech, show the audience first, and after whoever is recording you, have them focus on you for the rest of your speech. Do not be far away. Helpful tip: if you're using your phone as the recording device, place the phone horizontally, as this will provide more space for me to see you. Trust me on this, I have viewed many speech video presentations. Please make sure that you allow yourself plenty of time. Do not wait 30 minutes before the due time. You will not make it, because I have the screen recordings that I provide for you. This takes me a while to load up to YouTube. And even though they're more than 4 to 6 minutes, mine is about 45 minutes. Your speech is between 4 minutes and 6 minutes. Do not speak right here. Your speech time is 4 to 6 minutes. Do not speak no less than 4 minutes, and do not speak no more than 6 minutes. Stay within time frame. It still is going to take you a while to upload your video to YouTube. So please do not start 30 minutes before the due time. Allow yourself plenty of time. Don't put yourself through that stress. And make sure you set the video public. Do not restrict the video, because if you restrict it, then I won't be able to access it. So make sure the video is set public so I can open it up and evaluate your speech. Again, please read this. Okay. Do not edit, excuse me, do not edit your video. So let's say, for example, whoever's doing the recording, and then there's a mistake, and then you go and edit that, and then you continue. I want the video to be continuous. I mean, I'm talking right now and I've made some mistakes, but I'm continuing. So that's what I want. But what you can do is, if you hear it the first time and you don't like it, you could always go back and do a new one all over again. Again, I know this is a little bit nervousness. I get nervous still, but you know what? Think of those nerves as a positive energy. The more you practice and you're really prepared, the less nervousness you will feel, because you know you've done your work. So a little bit of nervousness is good. Channel those nerves into positive energy. Okay, so your PowerPoint. So right here it says PowerPoint. Let the camera focus on you, not your PowerPoint presentation. Many times students show their PowerPoint as they're presenting their speech, and they turn around to click on the next slide, and they show me their back, their side. Do not do this. If you're going to constantly be turning around, then do not show your PowerPoint. However, you will still need to submit the PowerPoint through Blackboard, because it is part of your grade. Do not hold your laptop as you're presenting your speech. So please read this file in its entirety. And I've already shown you how to upload your video, submit it to Blackboard. I've shown you that already. Okay, let's go back here. And don't forget your checklist for Unit Lesson 2. There's 2 assignments, Discussion Board 2 and your informative speech. Please start working on that when you are on this unit lesson. Do not procrastinate. And I've gone over everything on this unit lesson. If you have any questions, you know to email me. Thank you.